This is the Amazon 1 month overview reading for the month of May 2024. It's currently April 25th, 2024, 7:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Amazon at the time of this reading, $173.67. That's USD. The shuffle video that we're playing for you in the lower left corner was created on March 9th, 2024 at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time. So the overall theme and behavior for Amazon in May, we have the Sun card, which is really a significant move to the upside. Sometimes it indicates the beginning of a rally. It's interesting when it's combined with the Death card, because the Death card can also be the beginning of a rally. As far as the sequence of events, the Sun card appears in early June, so the sequence of events on the 1 year, we're probably somewhere in the midst of this decline with a big move to the upside. And I think probably Amazon bottoms out sooner than a lot of the other stocks. It looks like a lot of the other stocks don't bottom out until the end of the month. Amazon looks to bottom out kind of like right here is most likely where we see a bottom. I'll get into that in more detail when we progress through the reading. So behavior around the highest side, we have a notable move into the high on a 1 month scale or 1 month chart scale. So we probably see like a gap up or just a really big move to the upside. Behavior around the lowest low for the month, we have the Prince of Swords, which indicates a lot of volatility out of the lows, maybe more than one low in a lot of cases. That's what you get, because you get like this back and forth kind of behavior, usually in one direction, either up or down, but like with a lot of jaggedy zigzag on the way. Now we're going to get into the chart behavior by the day, as well as timing the highest highs and the lowest lows for the month, and any trade information that we see. All of that in just a moment, but before we do that, we want to make sure that everybody's aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing, as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube Tips. And that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. So let's get back into it. Okay, so on the first, we have out of a decline, a big move from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. See right here in the end of April is the late May card. Right, see how that works? Well, it looks like we declined out of the prior month into this one, and then there's this big move from bottom of the range to the top of the range. There's a day trade opportunity that I'll get into in more detail in the paid version, but when you see a day trade opportunity, what it's indicating in a lot of cases is that there's quite a lot of price change. On the second, we have a decline to multiple support levels after multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. On the third, we have a period of volatility that ends with a fast, sudden move higher. It looks like the volatility starts on the second in the midst of that decline through multiple support levels. The volatility continues into the early part of the third, where we have this fast, sudden move higher, ending that decline, the volatility. But that's just then followed by a sharp drop to the downside, one of the biggest drops of the month, I think, taking us from that peak, that highest high thus far in the morning on the third, into a lowest low thus far on the sixth, in the midst of a sharp drop and or bearish price swings. Probably some bearish price swings and a sharp drop. The seventh, we have erratic behavior back and forth. So out of those bearish price swings, it probably turns into more erratic behavior back and forth, and attempting to establish direction. And in the midst of that, we likely see revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. We've got another significant low on a 1 month scale in the early morning on the 8th. It looks like we decline off of a peak early in the day on the 8th into a trough early in the day on the 8th. And then from there, we rally back into a peak around the morning of the 9th. Yeah, so I'm advised to be cautious. It looks like we probably top off there on the 9th. There's like some sideways rotation or some sort of tricky chart behavior, like maybe multiple false tops or bottoms or whipsaw action. Something tricky going on there on the 9th that probably leads us to believe we're going lower, or maybe we go lower into a trough on the 10th. But out of that trough on the 10th, huge move to the upside, pushing the upper end of a range higher. And there's a day trade opportunity in there on the 10th as well, indicating a lot of price change. Rally is halted on the 13th by a sharp drop through key support level on a multi-day scale. And then on the that's actually where the influence of Mercury retrograde ends. Usually you see some sort of reversal around that time period, but I think we have a high on the 13th or the 14th, probably the 14th, and there's like this resistance. Actually, it's probably the 13th, but there's this resistance on the 14th, so we probably decline through key support, and then we come back and meet resistance on the 14th. A lot of price change on the 15th. It's hard to say. The high's somewhere there between the 13th and the 15th, I think, and then we probably see it again. We'll get into that as we progress. This high up here is not the most reliable. I wouldn't count on this high over here. But on the 16th, we have a decline to and through support to meet another support. We rotate sideways along that support and then break down through more supports into a low towards the end of the day. We rally back to a peak in the morning of the 17th, and then a full retracement back down into another trough equal to the price level roughly of the 16th, most likely. There's also a couple of 3 trade opportunities in there. Actually, 5 trade opportunities in there in the last 2 days of the week, which I'm going to get into in more detail in the paid version. Guys, if you're interested in the paid version, first off, what you get in the paid version is information you cannot find anywhere else in the world. It took me the majority of my life to figure out how to draw this information and have it actually be reliable and something that you can trade from. Nobody else was crazy enough to come up with this stuff, guys, to even attempt this. So this is the only place you're gonna get this information with this detail and this accuracy before it actually happens. With that said, we're significantly underpriced. You get the best trades that we see, the timing of those trades. You get what type of chart behavior as far as entry and exit into and out of those trades to look for to assist you in making as much money as possible. We're not right all the time, but we're right most of the time, my friends. So if you trade responsibly, you should do pretty well with this information. We also talk about price level information, provided that we have price level information to talk about. And then we also have a shared live Amazon chart that we share with the people in the paid version. They get the access to look at this chart as it progresses. So the way that you get the paid version, you hover over our services at our website, tarotfortraders.com, click on SO Meta Posts, scroll down to monthly subscription, click here to order. 30 days access to all paid monthly predictions, gets you access to all of these crypto and ticker symbols, plus any one-offs that we do. In April, we did Theta, we did Ethereum, we did Link. In May, we've got Ethereum, we've got it changes. So you get the core of these 6, but then any others that come in for the month as well. Or you can also subscribe to just any one of these individually. It comes out every single month with new information. But the most popular subscription is the all-paid monthly subscription, and it's a great way to support the channel. Much appreciation to everybody that goes out. Again, what you're getting is information you don't find anywhere else. It's super, super valuable information. In the right hands, this information is worth trillions of dollars in the right hands. So with that said, guys, thank you again for everybody that does that. You guys are huge supporters of the channel. Without you, we wouldn't be able to put out all the stuff that we put out. So thanks again, and let's get back into it. So on the 12th, we have a rally that offers opportunity to open up a short position. It looks like we rally into a peak midday, and then we decline from there into the 21st, where we have a big move higher and then a full retracement of that move back down. Now, there's a unicursal hexagram energy there on the 22nd. So you have to be very careful, depending on the scale of the move. It could be more than one day, or it could be just one day. But I think what happens is, with this move higher on the 21st, back down, full retracement, then we have a rally into another high, either on the 21st or the 22nd. It's either high on the 21st or on the 22nd. But either way, we rally back into that peak, and then there's a pretty significant sell-off there. We have a crest on the 23rd that we sell off from down to and through support. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support, come back and reuse that support, and then a rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the end of the day on Friday. Sharp drop over the weekend, and we're revisiting a significant opportunity on a multi-day scale at a support level when we do sideways rotation on the 28th, and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of sideways rotation. There is some possibility of this being a lowest low again. I'm kind of picking up on that, but it's not as reliable as say this one here. But it could be, because there's a lot of stocks that are, like I said, having lows over here in the last week. On the 29th, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. Brief peak on the 30th. Brief peak on the 30th. We sell off through multiple support levels into another significant trough, and then sideways rotation attempting to establish support on the 31st at a price level of support that's likely very important on a 1 month or on a 1 year chart scale. Sneak preview for June, we have pretty notable price swings on a multi-day scale that are taking place in June. And that's Amazon for May 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Most of all, make sure to follow that rule of karma. It's super important, my friends. We're counting on you. Don't be one of those fools that trades and doesn't make money because they're not following the rule of karma. And they're like, oh, I don't know why this isn't working. This can't work. I mean, look, I'm trading live every single day, making money pretty much every single day, just about, right? So it obviously can be done. So be sure to follow that rule of karma. It's a big part of making sure that you profit from this information, and it's the right thing to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned if you got the paid version.